breaking and it's complicated, so make sure you pay attention. Karmelo Anthony is not getting a new trial. And after what came out in the court last week, I have questions. We learned there was a private off the record agreement to keep the troubled youth's backgrounds, both teenagers, away from the jury. Austin Metcalf had allegations involving racial slurs, bullying, and assault. Karmelo had allegations involving threatening texts, stalking, and assault. None of that came in. And Carmelo's former lawyer says that they had planned to put him on the stand, but all of this helped change that decision. So now the defense says the first trial was too controlled, too secretive, and unfair. The judge said no. 35 years still stands. And I'm still stuck on one thing. He was 17 years old, and now he could spend most of his life in prison. That is a hell of a sentence for a teenager.
At this point, I'm tired of being tired. Shout out to Don Lemon, brother. We salute you for letting the world know what's happening. In case you missed it, breaking news. Karmelo Anthony was denied a new trial to defend himself and his innocence. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day in America. What I don't understand is if the prosecutor, along with the defense attorney, were aware of the evidence of the harassing text messages that he explained and the stalking and the threats from the white boy, why didn't they enter it in court in the first place? Instead of saying, oh, we were waiting to put him on the witness stand. First of all, even if he did sit on that witness stand, they would have had something up their sleeve to say he was still guilty and it wasn't self-defense. It really irks me when I see young black boys thrown in jail for a very long period of time for something they've been accused of when it was clearly self-defense. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't understand. Y'all don't understand the severity of this case. This young brother, Karmelo Anthony, I think at the time of the incident, he was only 17 years old. Then they turned around and tried him as an adult. 2 years later, I believe he's 19 now. And now his life just thrown away because the system said no. How are you going to sit up here and decline someone the right to defend themselves and defend their innocence? How? Now let the roles be reversed. Say this was a white boy who stabbed a black boy and the black boy ends up dying. I guarantee you if the roles were reversed, they would have threw that white boy behind prison for 35 years for a first-time offense. Oh, and another thing, this was a first-time offense for Karmelo Anthony. He was a good student who was on his way to graduate from high school and play football, from what I've been hearing across social media. He was a student athlete. He did track and field and football. And if I'm not mistaken, an honor student. But yet, even though with all the evidence presented, they still said no. It's sickening to me how they throw the book at young brothers for a first-time offense, but then they'll let a murderer go free, or a pedo go free and not do any type of time behind bars. That's the part I don't understand. You will let the drug lords go free who are pushing powder and pills and literally putting people under the ground every day for a plea deal to snitch on somebody for less time, if any time is given. Or you'll give them a way out and put them in witness protection, even though you know that they did bad things to other people. You still let them walk free. But a young black teenager who is not even an adult, well, technically now he's an adult, yes, because he's past the age of 18. He's still a kid. He's a young adult. He hasn't even begun to live his life yet. And he literally going behind a Texas state prison for 35 years. Do y'all understand what's happening here? And Texas, of course, is my home state. I'm not proud of it at all. And you wonder why my black ass got up and moved the hell away. Because of this. This is what they do. This is not new. Look what they did to, what's his name? The brother that's still on death row for a crime that he did not commit, and that others testified on his behalf saying he did not commit the crime, and yet he's still on lockdown on death row. Rodney Reed. I couldn't think of the name. I was going to say Rodney King. Rodney Reed. Look him up if you don't know who that is. He is a black man who has been locked up since 1996, by the way. Over 30 plus years for a crime that he did not commit in Texas. And this crime that he was accused of was a murder of a white woman who he was dating at the time. In his defense, he said that it was consensual and he did not harm this woman. And I believe it, only because the white lady's family members, the cousins, testified on the witness stand and said he didn't harm that lady because he loved her. And I think he was planning on marrying her. But at the time that they were dating, there was a jealous white man who happened to be the sheriff of that town. And the town is called Bastrop, Texas. Another shithole that I would not recommend anybody go to. It's like about 30 minutes from my little hometown. And guess what? The sheriff's deputy never went to jail. And the inmate, or I believe he did go to jail, but he went to jail for a separate crime unrelated to Rodney Reed. And at the time that he did go to jail for a separate crime that he did, I think he had strangled a woman, if I'm not mistaken. The inmate that was with the sheriff's deputy even told officers that the guy told him how he killed that white woman. That white woman's name was Stacy Stites. I remember it very vividly as a kid. At the time it happened, I believe I was only like 10 or 12 years old at the time. I was a very young kid when this happened. I remember it all over the news, making headlines all over the world. Was super viral back in the late 90s. And yet they still want to put him under for a crime he didn't commit. And I'm going to tell you why he didn't commit the crime. The court system said there was no DNA found at the crime scene. So guess what that means? No DNA, no case. And even knowing all of those facts, they still denied Rodney Reed's appeal to the Texas court system. This should tell you everything about that state. You deny an innocent black man sitting behind bars right now who spent half of his life since 1996 for a crime he did not commit, knowing there was no DNA on that belt that was used to strangle that woman to death. And y'all still have him on death row. That's how I'm just be like, you know what? I don't even give a damn what they got going on down south, but I don't want no parts of it. I don't. And I'm to the point where I'm just like, I love the culture as far as the barbecue and the cowboy shit, but I don't like the system down there. The system is rigged, of course. And it's not fair, especially when it comes to people of color. Do you know what they're doing right now besides putting innocent black men like Rodney Reed behind prison bars for a crime they didn't commit? They're also rounding up the Hispanics, the Mexicans, with ICE stings. In case you don't know what ICE is, ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They are federal law enforcement officers who are tasked by the president, Trump. Yes, Trump literally has ICE officers all over the Texas border, rounding them up one by one right now in Texas. Even in my hometown, I found out on Facebook the other day, they saw people doing undercover ICE raids, busting people at their jobs, rounding them up like slaves, and sending them back, deporting them back to Mexico. It's sad. It's really sad down there. It's just like you can't even be free even if you tried. Just leave people alone. Let them be. But as far as the justice system down there, it's like another Mississippi. Same thing with Alabama and Louisiana. They all the same. It's like every man is for himself down there. Unless you know somebody who got deep pockets, unless you're friends with a judge or a prosecutor of some sort, you can kiss your freedom goodbye. That's Texas. And it doesn't surprise me because of the ingrained racism they've had for over a century. Here's another example of how bad Texas is. Texas is so bad to the point where they didn't hear about the ending of slavery until 2 years after Lincoln freed the slaves in 1867. And you know what happened after that? It turned into a federal holiday called Juneteenth. That was also Texas. That actually happened in Galveston, Texas, by the way. In case you didn't know, there's a fun history lesson about Texas. Yeah, you can't tell me to go back. You can never tell me to go back. I don't give a damn what's down there. I don't care if they have the fanciest restaurant down there. You cannot tell me to go back. I might visit on a blue moon if I get bored to a place I ain't never been down there, like West Texas. But you can't tell me to go back to my hometown. No. Absolutely not. And I don't understand how people are so comfortable living in that place. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people can just get up every day, keep their heads down. Yes, bossa. No bossa. Yes, massa. No massa. And keep getting shortchanged. It's pathetic. I don't get it. It's like the Twilight Zone down there. It really is. It doesn't feel like it's a real place. That's why when people look at me funny and they ask me, why you move up here to Virginia? Texas is such a nice place. I don't understand. Everything's bigger and better down there, right? Yeah, it's bigger and better, all right. You go down there and see how it feels. Can't smoke no reefer. You can't even chew no gummies. I saw a video the other day saying that if you chew a gummy or you have possession of a gummy, not even a full gummy, your ass is going to jail. That's actually a felony now in Texas. So for all you potheads, You might want to steer clear of Texas. I'm just warning you. That's how bad it is down there. Full disclaimer, I don't do drugs. But I'm just telling you as an example, this is how strict the state is. The state is so strict, you can't even breathe right down there without somebody being so far up your ASS, trying to figure out if you're legal or not legal and what your business is down there. But yeah, go ahead. Move down there if you want to. I bet you won't move down there now. I wouldn't even have my children down there. If I had children, I would not have them down there. Because it's such a crazy state. This is why I tell people to always research the laws before you move to a foreign state that you don't know jack shit about. This is why. But y'all let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that Karmelo Anthony will ever have access to a fair trial? Or do you believe he's stuck like Chuck and he's never going to get the hell out of there? My opinion, I think he's stuck like Chuck at this point. If you denied an appeal for a first-time offense and the guy is saying self-defense and you still deny it, even though there's clear evidence of threats and stalking, and you still deny it, the boy is toast. I hate to say it. The boy is toast. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his family as well. And I just wish at the time of his defense, when he went on trial, he had a better lawyer, because his lawyer is horrible. His lawyer failed him. He's fucking horrible. But yeah, I'm over it. It's just really heartbreaking to see a young brother who had a promising future go straight down the toilet now because of the rigged system in the South. It's sad.